As UK property developers, we have plenty of red tape, but to add to all of that, there's now green tape, and plenty of it, as councils do their best to hinder planning applications. To dive deep into all of this, I'm joined by my very, very good friend, John Howard. John.
Well, you said that because last time I was here, you didn't say I was a good friend.
Well, I thought that would.
And I did buy you lunch, so that's why I'm a good friend.
I bought you lunch this time.
Of course you did. So I'm so sorry, yes. Well, you're my friend now. Thank you very much for that.
So what are we talking about? Red tape, now green tape.
Yeah.
It's all nonsense.
It's all about ecology. Ecology, ecology, ecology.
Now, what that means is that basically they care more about stickleback newts or some rare spider than
newts,
anything else.
spiders, little mice, all sorts of things. And it's not as it only holding up developments. Would you believe it's stopping developments? There's a dual carriageway that is planned to go around the other half of Norwich that hasn't been developed. And it's been scrapped because there is birds nesting in the trees, and they're quite rare birds, I don't know what they are, and that stopped it. You've got the HS2.
Yes.
And I never believed this till I checked it. They have spent £100 million of our money.
Yes, I heard about this.
On a bat tunnel.
Yes. And, you know...
I mean, what the hell is going on?
That's not even for Batman, it's not even for the Joker.
No.
But it's for general...
It's genuine.
Genuine bats.
£100 million.
It is crazy.
It's
and
bonkers.
I also heard there was one development, a £3.5 billion development that's been held up somewhere in Kent because they've found some rare spider.
Yeah. I mean, and Angela Rayner is saying, well, we're going to put people before the red-crested newt, which is all very well saying it, but will they actually do that? Because this is a serious problem. So with any outline, this is for outline planning consent, you have to get an ecology report. Now, sometimes that report cannot be done certain times of the year. Can only be done certain times of the year. So that holds the damn thing up anyway. I am hopefully converting, big project here, you're going to be impressed with this, a garage with some outbuildings into hopefully a very nice cottage in Southwold. Southwold is hot, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely spot. And I've got some holiday cottages and things there if anyone wants to rent them. We've got to get a bat survey in the garage. We've got to have a bat survey for the garage. Now, I went and took some photographs of it because our planning consultant said, take some photographs, John, of the garage. We hopefully won't need to do a bat survey. So I took the pictures. No bats there at all. Now they want a damn ecology report on bats.
Yeah, of course. With every planning app, you've got to do 10 reports, £2,000 a pop.
But this is only for outline consent. That's what you've got to remember. This isn't outline consent in the old days, Ranjan, wasn't it? It was a plan. You want to build 8 detached houses on that site, and there's a plan to scale. That was it. No, you didn't have to show anything else, do anything else. In principle, will you give us planning permission? Yes, we will. Simple. Now, an outline consent is virtually a full consent. It's absolute madness. And the cost of it, the cost of all these reports, flood report, ecology report, highways report, tree report.
And who can afford
soil report.
This? I mean, it's really...
I haven't finished yet.
Go on.
I can't remember anymore. But honestly, it goes on and on and on.
There's at least... but there's...
contamination.
The big guys may be able to land bank some of these.
Yeah, sure.
The small guys... I mean, the other thing is... I mean, there will be some green nut jobs out there who are paid up members of the Ed Miliband fan club.
Not
who'll
many
be
of them.
thinking, you know, we're just mean property developers who want to concrete over some stickleback newt habitat.
Red-crested newt is the one you've got to watch.
But get a load of this. This stuff applies to permitted development conversions.
Yep.
Now, I actually got the last permitted development permission for an office to resi conversion in Amersham, Buckinghamshire.
Lovely area.
Because it then got slammed by a special area conservation, something like that.
Yep.
It's to do with the birds, basically.
Yes, yep.
So 21 kilometres around Buckinghamshire, no one can do anything because they're worried about the impact of bird habitat. Now, if you are taking an existing office building, it already exists,
Exactly.
and you're doing internal conversion into a number of flats, how is that adversely impacting any birds?
It's not, is it?
The amount of housing supply this is limiting is just crazy.
It's the whole thing.
By the way, it's been about 3 years now.
Yeah, it's like neutrality, where you've got to prove that you're not contaminating the waterways. That's been going on. But that's held up 165,000 plots of land, housing plots, across the UK.
By the way, one of the guys that came on Property Elevator 2 seasons ago, he came with a bank conversion job in this affected area.
He did.
And he's still unable to build out because of this restriction.
Yeah.
And there's no effect on the birds just by doing the upper floors into a couple of flats.
It's absolute madness. And in Norwich is one of the worst places for neutrality, this water neutrality thing. And they haven't been able to get any planning through in Norwich.
Just tell them what water neutrality, I mean, it just sickens me to, just tell them what it is, because it just sickens me to even think about all this nonsense.
Basically, you have to prove that you're not going to poison the waterways with what you're doing. So I was doing a PD conversion in Norwich. I've sold it on, fortunately, but I was going to do it, and this neutrality went on and on and on. Now, again, same thing as your case in you were talking about. What on earth? It's an existing building. How am I going to poison the waterways? And by the way, 80% of the poisoning in waterways is caused by farmers, and they don't get penalised because it comes off the fields, fertiliser and stuff like that. It's totally bonkers.
I think the thing is
English nature. That's what it is. They're the people who have caused all this problem with the neutrality. Now the ecology is totally different again. That's when we are really meant to be talking about ecology, but we're going on a bit of a rant.
Well,
I mean,
no, I think
we're only because it's so important and so frustrating.
We won't get anything done if we don't bring these things up. I mean, I think one of the things is, like with the perimeter development side, the councillors don't have, they really pissed off with the lack of control they have.
Yes, totally.
And I think these stunts are just an element, just a way of bringing
I'm
back
not sure
some
how
control.
ecology came to become so powerful over the. I mean, it's become so powerful, as you know, to build 100 million tunnel for bats on the HS2 route is just.
Maybe it's vote bank politics. There are a lot of batty people that vote Labour.
That's very funny. So if it wasn't so serious, that would be funny. But when you're going for any of these developments, the cost of all these consultations you have to do, consultants you have to employ, is high. It's such an expense, and even now on conversions and even on PD.
I mean, as you say, where we are filming at the moment, we're going to convert to flats. There's a nightclub 2 doors away, which is only open on Saturday nights.
Yes.
For 3 hours.
Yes.
But the report to show that there's no impact from a nightclub
noise.
2 doors away was about that thick.
Yep.
But you just have to get the report done and show the evidence that, it doesn't have an effect.
Do you know what you do if it does have an effect?
Well, you have to do some countermeasures.
Aeroplane glass.
Oh, I see. That's where you're getting at.
Aeroplane glass cuts down the noise substantially.
I think there's normally your noise
abatement
recommend a whole bunch of countermeasures, and hopefully he'll value engineer it.
Well, also you have to obviously test it. It's like all these things have to be tested. So he'll sit outside with at night and prove it's not that noisy. Just like the ecologist will be digging in the ground and seeing with the newts and the bats and the birds and every other damn thing that they can find to actually make a report that actually means anything and maybe stops the whole development.
But these are things that we have got to address as part of planning reform.
Yes.
If we're going to build anything
absolutely.
in the UK, and if this target of 1.5 million homes is going to be achieved.
We've demonstrated it just in this short show that how it can stop the most modest of schemes. I mean, the most modest of schemes, which are already built, You're just converting it, and
Yes.
they still need to. You still need to have all these requirements for ecology, neutrality, and all this. It's just crazy.
Do you think it's because they've dropped the local authority housing targets?
Well,
Do you think if they brought them back and fined them?
Well, they've reinstated them now.
But
the
what
Labour
about some
government have
fines?
reinstated them.
What about some fines for
Well,
non-delivery?
in the old days, there was a point where if they didn't deal with your planning application within 12 weeks, then they got the local authority got fined. But what they do to get round it, of course, or what they did to get round it, was just to say, unless you withdraw the application and reapply, which we won't charge you for, we're going to fail the application because it's 12 weeks, we can't wait any longer. Just like PD, I've got a client I'm helping at the moment with PD for 60 odd flats, and we've done the 56 days, 2 days before the end. We need an extension of time, otherwise we're going to fail it. On what?
They only look at it the day before.
Yeah.
And most PD applications for office to resi conversions take 2 attempts.
Yes.
Because
that's
they will come back with a few rejections, and the great thing about the rejections is, if they give 2 or 3 points, as long as you address those 2 or 3 points, they can't say, oh, but also, how about this?
But again,
they've nailed it down, they've narrowed it down.
On that particular scheme, we've got neutrality on that as well. And it turns out that it's going to be 4,000 or 5,000 a flat, a plot, to get rid of the neutrality issue.
Okay. What countermeasure you mean?
Yeah. So you pay into a fund, and then that money is spent elsewhere.
But a lot of this affects the viability of projects.
Totally.
A lot of this is cost, which is very difficult to foresee.
Absolutely.
Not just that.
The time is one of the big things, I think.
Time is one of the big things. It all adds to costs. Yeah. I've got one project that we're doing at the moment where the flats are actually ready, but we're waiting for the water connection. Because it's on a busy road, they've got to do...
Don't talk to me about water connections.
They've got to have road closures. They're insisting on Sundays. They've got to diarise it. People on overtime. So they've got to schedule that at that suitable time. Meanwhile, my flats are actually ready. I just haven't got water going into the
That's a bit of a problem, Ranjan. You haven't got water. Electric's the other problem. Yeah, all these utilities, and of course they're affected by.
Well, the electric.
They're also affected by biodiversity and all this rubbish that we're talking about. They're all neutrality. They're all affected by this as well.
Yeah.
It's a massive, you-know-what show. Begins with S, and something has to happen. Angela Rayner says people are more important than newts, so we'll see if she's as good as her word. My view, some slightly watered down attempt and that'll be it, and we'll still have the same problems.
I think the problem with going down the regulation route is that one regulation, you can see the logic of it. The next one, you see the logic of it, but then when you have layers and layers of regulations and then how they mesh together to create more confusion, it can actually stop things to a halt.
It gives every person that wants to stop a planning application a good reason to stop it.
Yes.
And that is wrong.
Yes.
Because they're not stopping because of the ecology, really. They're stopping because it's new and they're next door to them or something else, but they're using ecology as the excuse.
So what about if I went along and if I lived next door to your garage and I didn't like that idea, that going on, and
Not sure you can afford to live next door to that garage. It's a very expensive area.
Well, I might want to go in at night and plant a bat in there.
Out of spite.
Does that mean you're completely stuffed if I did that?
I shouldn't say this on a national show, really, but you know how to get rid of red-crested newts? Do you know how to get rid of them?
No. Tell them to go away.
No. Pay them to go. You cut that. Money doesn't work for everybody, Ranjan. No. You put carp in the pond and the carp eat the newts. And then you have it done 3 months later.
Okay, who can eat the bats?
I'm hoping there's no bats in my garage because that will hold back my development substantially. Big development, huge, all 600 square feet of it. But no, it's, I it is what it is, and we have to battle along with it. But it's very important that people understand this ecology and all the rest that goes with it, because it does affect the most modest, as I can prove from my little garage, conversion to a cottage. It affects everybody that's looking to do any planning permission just about whatsoever. And that is the key, and that is the message of this particular show, isn't it, Ranjan?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think, there's only so much you can do beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't do an ecology report yourself. I suppose you could do, but you're not likely to. They're going to do it again anyway.
You can check on the council's policies, whether they've got any moratoriums or stuff like that. Yeah. And you can look at recent planning applications in that council to see how they have looked at previous applications.
Ecology
in that
is
area.
a legal requirement of any outline planning consent.
Yes. But
That's what you remember.
It is, but it's important to look at how councils have treated it in different areas.
Yeah.
Because I think they do have different attitudes across the country, depending on, if an area is known for birds, then they might make more of a deal out of it.
If you're in an area of outstanding natural beauty, and this is the joke of it all. So on the Suffolk coast, we had Sizewell A, Sizewell B. We've now got Sizewell C starting. That's going to take 10 years. It's on the coast. It's a nuclear site for energy, electricity. And it's in an area of outstanding natural beauty. How the hell did the first one ever get done? But because one was done, the second's done, the third done. And, I don't know what they're doing about ecology, but my God, it's got to be a massive problem. A massive, massive problem. But there we go. So
developing ugly S-holes in the country then, is that the...
Well, you do wonder. Wherever you go, you've got it. So it's I'm not falling for that joke, Ranjan.
So have you come a cropper with ecology and all this madness? What do you think about it? Or do you think we should all be saving newts? Let us know in the comments below and join us next time for more videos like this.